Hello, sixth graders. Today is our last lesson for our distance learning. Yay! All right, we are on Learning Module 4, Section 4. And what you are going to do is you are going to create a one-pager. Okay, so using the book Love That Dog by Sharon Creech, which I read aloud to you this week, you are going to use that book to come up with your own one-pager. And I'm going to remind you when I read Freak the Mighty to you during our first semester this year, and you created a one-pager based off of that. So just as a quick reminder, actually let's flip over to the rubric so we'll go over that real quick. So I have the rubric attached in there. Actually, let me go back and show you where it is. So this one's your rubric. It says one-pager Love That Dog rubric. So you would click on that, and that tells you what I'm going to grade you on. Okay, so, and it tells you right here that the assignment for this one-pager is that you're going to produce a one-pager based on the book Love That Dog. And a one-pager, it tells you, is a single-page response. Okay, so this is important. Remember last time when I read aloud Freak the Mighty, and I said we're going to do a one-pager, I had several of you say, could it be more than one page? No, that's why it's called a one-pager. It's a single-page response, so that means one page, to a book that you have read or a book that has been read aloud to you. So this is a way that you're going to communicate your understanding of the material in a unique way. So it allows you to be creative and experimental. It gives you the opportunity to respond to the book in an imaginative and in an honest way. So you're going to use your notes that you took during the read aloud to help you. So it might be a good idea before you start working on your one-pager to look over your notes so that they're fresh in your mind. And then on the left-hand side, I give detailed instructions on what you're going to do for your one-pager. And then remember, as always, on the right-hand side, that's kind of your checklist, but it is also my list of how I'm going to grade you. But everything's explained over here. So you're going to make sure you have the title of the book, which is Love That Dog, and the author's name, Sharon Creech. Okay, you need to have that on your one-pager. And then you need to have 3 different quotes. If you look at that and you think, well, I don't know what she means by that, it's explained over here. So it says 3 notable quotes or phrases that jump out at you. You can write them anywhere on the page. You can use different colors or writing styles to make them stand out. Here's one thing that always trips us up. It's not a quote of something that you said or thought. It is a direct quote from the book, Love That Dog. Okay, and you might be thinking, well, I don't remember when she read it, what it said. Well, that's the really cool thing about the digital learning. You can go back if you want and listen to me read it aloud again. Or if you don't want to take the time to do that, I'm going to flip back here. I have a copy of the actual book as an attachment. Okay, so if you click on that, it is going to show you the book. Okay, so there's the front cover, and if you scroll through, you can look through it until you find a quote that you like, a meaningful quote. It could be something Jack said or something his teacher said, and you're going to put quotation marks around whatever quote you use. And I would also probably tell who said it. So if it was Jack, put Jack's name. If it was Mrs. Stretchberry, you would put her name after it. Okay, so it's important you put quotation marks around it, because then that way I know that it's one of your quotes on your one-pager. So I'm going to go back into our rubric so we can keep talking about that. Okay, so you need 3 pictures. All right, 3 pictures on your one-pager, and it tells you over here 3 visual images that create a visual focus on your one-pager. Your pictures should represent what you have visually in mind about the book. These images could be a symbolic representation or theme or kind of main idea of the book. So you're drawing 3 pictures, all right, on your one-pager. Then you need a personal statement, and then it tells you over here what a personal statement is. It's just, what did the book mean to you? Okay, like, what was your opinion, your final thought? It could be maybe a big connection or a big idea or a big question that you had, or even a personal connection. It could be maybe something, it reminded you of something that happened in your own life, or maybe it was another book that you read. So it could be any of those things, so a personal statement. Next thing is a theme or life lesson, and it tells you over here. a thematic statement. That's what is the theme or life lesson you learned from the book Love That Dog. Okay, and I even give you an example. So what did you learn from the book Love That Dog? Make sure there's little or no white space on the page. I'm grading you on neatness and effort and creativity. And then I am going to show you some examples of some one-pagers from last year. I also have them as an attachment for you, but I'm just going to hold some of them up. So as you can see, they filled the whole page, and they went through the rubric and they made sure that they included everything on there. They have their 3 pictures. In fact, they actually have more than 3. You just need to have at least 3. There's another example. You can do your one-pager either horizontally like those, or some students chose to turn their page the other way and do it vertically, and that's fine. Whatever you want to do is fine. Okay, so notice that some of the students label them, like they put these are their quotes, that's a personal statement. They labeled that's their life lesson, and that makes it kind of nice because then when I go to look at it, I know exactly what everything is that they have in there. So it's kind of a great idea to label it like that. Okay, so here are more examples. And notice how all of these are neat. They didn't just slop it down in 2 seconds. They took their time and they made it really nice and put a lot of thought into it. And notice how they're all different. There isn't one of them that's like another. They're all unique and different. Okay, so I'm going to take you back over to the attachments in here, and I'm going to click on this one right now so that you see the pages that I just held up for you. They're also in there, so if you want to go back and look at them, you can. I don't have all of those that I held up and showed you in there, but I have several just to kind of give you an idea. And as I said, notice they're all different. None of them look the same. They're all a little bit different. And so I don't want yours to look just like these. I don't want you to just copy what you see in here, because that's kind of boring, right? I want it to be your idea. I want to know what the book, what your visual representation would be of the book Love That Dog. So those are your detailed directions in here. I also have that slide in there like I always had when you would come in the classroom. Click on that real quick. And that just tells you what you're going to need, okay, the materials you're going to need, and then step by step what you're going to do. This one's a little less detailed than what I have in Google Classroom because this gives you very detailed directions, step-by-step directions, and it also shows you what you're supposed to do when you're finished with your one-pager, okay? So you're going to do that same thing that you did yesterday, or not yesterday, Monday and Tuesday of this week. When you shared your notes with me, remember you took a picture? You're going to do the same thing with this. So you're going to go follow those exact same steps that you did when you turned your notes into me on Monday and Tuesday, and you are going to, when you finish your one-pager, you will follow those same steps and turn your one-pager into me. I think that's everything. So I am super excited to see the one-pagers. This is probably one of my favorite activities, is to read the book Love That Dog to you and then see what you come up with for your one-pagers. I love this book. It's such a fun book. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I'm also interested to see what you guys noticed. If you want to share maybe some things that you noticed when you're taking your notes, like I'd like to see that in your notes, what you noticed about this book. So there are some kind of cool things that I'm pretty sure all of you noticed about the book and about the poems that we have been reading and working on over the past 4 weeks. So have a great rest of this week. Don't forget, make sure that you turn in all of your assignments by midnight on Sunday. And this is your last lesson. So you guys have an awesome summer. I hope you enjoy it. Have fun with your family and friends. And you guys are 7th graders now. So congratulations. And hopefully I'll see you next year in the hallway. Bye.